On to our top story, Oscar Pistorius is a broken man. The Paralympian's therapist also told the North Gauteng High Court that the athlete is remorseful. Dr. Loray Hartzenberg is the defence's first witness in mitigation of sentence. Pistorius was guilty of culpable homicide for the killing of his girlfriend, Reeva Steenkamp. He was also convicted of discharging a firearm recklessly in a public place.
Mr. Pistorius presented in therapy with feelings of guilt and remorse, often overwhelming him or restricting his affect. Frequently, he was too emotionally drained for therapy to commence, and sessions had to be rescheduled. He frequently spent sessions weeping and often had to exit or excuse himself from a session due to retching. This mainly occurred when recounting his sensory perceptions of the shooting incident.
Hartzenberg, who met several times with the athlete over the past 18 months, painted a picture of a man who has lost it all.
We are left with a broken man who has lost everything. He has lost his love relationship with Ms. Steenkamp. He's lost his moral and professional reputation. He's lost friends. He's lost his career.
But State Prosecutor Gary Nel sought to dispel her claims, saying it is in fact the Steenkamps who've suffered the greatest loss.
We're dealing with a broken man. What would your views be of the Steenkamp family? Would you not expect a broken family?
Milady, I have no doubt in my mind that the Steenkamp family must be suffering immense pain. And there is no doubt in my mind that they are a broken family.
I will need evidence to indicate that Mr. Steenkamp suffered a stroke as a result of what happened to his daughter in this case.
The hearing continues.
Mr. Moringa,
Welcome back to our SABC News Channel 404 viewers. Now, the second witness, Correctional Services official Joel Maringa, recommends that correctional supervision will be the best sentence for Pistorius. He said that the athlete should be sentenced to house arrest and only serve a sentence of 3 years.
The accused's means of financial support is derived from his career as a sports personality. He, however, alleged that due to the current trial, he lost opportunities and sources to generate income and is mainly surviving on savings made prior to the incident leading to the arrest. The treatment possibilities, the expected influence of correctional supervision as a sentence on individually directed treatment.
For more on the Oscar trial, we now cross live to our reporter, Criselda Lewis at the North Gauteng High Court. Good afternoon, Criselda. Now, 3 testimonials this morning. What do you make of it?
well, Tabilia, certainly what we're picking up here is that the defense is really trying to do damage control here to Oscar Pistorius' reputation of really we've seen with the introduction here of his a therapist, Dr. Hartzenberg, who we heard her this morning basically say that Oscar Pistorius in the sessions that she conducted with him was very remorseful for what had happened on the morning that he shot and killed Reeva Steenkamp. She basically gave an account of the sessions that she had with Oscar Pistorius and basically says that he acknowledges what he has done, but she says Oscar Pistorius would never be able to recover from what has happened. She also, of course, went on to blame the media to a certain degree by saying that a lot of the media reporting, of which she says some of it was not factual, saying that that had really taken a toll on Oscar Pistorius and that Oscar Pistorius at the end of the day lost a loved one. He's a broken man, and as far as she is concerned, he has shown remorse. The second person that we saw in terms of damage control by the state here, I beg your pardon, by the defense to Oscar Pistorius' reputation is by getting Piet van Zyl to the stand. Piet van Zyl, of course, you will know, is Oscar Pistorius' long-time agent, and basically he is saying that his He's never met anybody more accommodating than Oscar Pistorius, and basically listed so many of the charities that Oscar Pistorius has supported. Basically, you would know during the trial, Oscar Pistorius' reputation has taken a significant knock. He's been painted as someone who's been trigger happy, as somebody who only cared for himself, has been sadistic, but certainly what the defense is trying to do here is trying to avoid Oscar Pistorius going to jail. You would also see that with Joel Maringa, who is the correctional services official, who's basically saying that Oscar Pistorius is a suitable candidate for correctional supervision, saying that Oscar Pistorius can be rehabilitated and that sending Oscar Pistorius to jail would not be the best option in this case. So certainly we're seeing the defense here really moving to keep Oscar Pistorius completely out of jail, for him not to spend a day in jail for shooting and killing Reeva Steenkamp.
Now, Griselda, do we know who will be called next?
Well, it's very difficult to say who will be called next in this matter, Tabila, but we're expecting at least that next witness to be called today. But certainly what I would want to point out as well is that while there is no minimum sentence for culpable homicide in South Africa, as you would know, definitely what we're seeing the defense trying to do here is trying to get Oscar Pistorius to perhaps receive a fine or even receive correctional supervision. We saw also Judge Thokozile Masipa questioning Joel Maringa about what that would all entail. You heard him say that that would be about 16 hours that Oscar Pistorius would need to do community service for. We saw Judge Thokozile Masipa ask what those 16 hours would entail. Basically, it would mean 8 hours twice a month. And let me just turn towards my left here and see, as you see there, the ANC Women's League as well is also here today. They've been here to support. We understand that they will be making a statement a little bit later on relating to the Oscar Pistorius trial. But certainly we don't know who that witness is next, but more along the lines of doing more damage control to Oscar Pistorius' reputation. That is certainly what we are expecting, Tabile.
Thank you, Griselda. We have to leave it there for now. That was SABC reporter Griselda Lewis talking to us about the Oscar Pistorius trial. Now, Twitter has been abuzz since early this morning. Let's take a look at some of these tweets. Slindelo says, Fonsel says Oscar Pistorius gave people hope. Tondi says, can this trial just end already? The longer it drags on, the more I feel sorry for the Steenkamp family. Sipilia says, Maringa, what a dismal flop. Lol, Gerry Nell's cross-examination. And Just Sigan says, who knew that watching a court session could be this interesting? Sukulile says, after Mangena's expert testimony, Maringa is an anti-climax. And finally, Anele says, I'm so over that Dr. Hartzenberg lady. She came here to host a pity party for Oscar and done a pathetic job at that. Now, you can visit www.sabc.co.za/news to access the live stream of the Oscar Pistorius sentencing, as well as tweets and dedicated coverage on the trial.